In the last video, we looked at the train journey from London to Frankfurt via Brussels using the Eurail pass. In this video, we're going to take a walkabout in Frankfurt, Germany. We're going to begin at the Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof or main station, make our way to the Bundesbank, which is the central bank, and then from there to the Alte Oper, which is the old opera house here. And from there, we'll make our way to Goetheplatz, and then the stock exchange or the Börse in Frankfurt, and next to the shopping center in Hauptwach, and move on to the old town, and then the footbridge called the Eiserner Steg, before heading to the Scandic Frankfurt Museum Surfer. I hope this makes for an interesting tour, and let's kick it off. We'll begin this journey with our arrival at Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof, or the main train station. Here we are, just off the train, on the platform, looking around to get our sense of direction. Here's another train coming in, and we'll zoom into the sign to see that it says Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof. And this is the front. We're out of the station now. Our first stop is the Deutsche Bundesbank. This facility is a short walk from the train station. And from there, we make our way to the Alte Oper. And this is the old opera house located in Frankfurt. It's a very picturesque building. And one side of it is lined with restaurants, and they're preparing for an event here. On the left, the park that separates the Alte Oper from the city center. Many of the banks are located here, as are large businesses. A street sign, or the Hauptwach. And this is a beautiful building. It's worth taking a walk and touring it. Here are the restaurants on the side and apartments above it. Now looking at the building head on, we see it's got a great sign on it, Dem wahren schönen Guten. And as you pan out, we can see the old opera house in its full glory. The restaurants on the side and the city buildings on the left. And then we make our way through a connected parkway for a stroll to see the adjacent communities before we make our way to the next stop. The park is surrounded by high-rises, and it's a weekend, and we can hear the music coming from some of the restaurants on the street next to the park. One thing we notice is that this is a walking city, and here we are in Goethe Straße and Goetheplatz. And down there in the center, there are a couple of monuments. And here's the monument to Goethe. Set on the edge of the high-rises and next to the town. If we walk down this park, we'll come to another monument. And there it is. The birds take off. We can see on the left they're preparing for a festival. This area is usually clear. And this is a monument to Johannes Gutenberg, the inventor of printing. Let's take a walk around it to see what that's like. And next, we make our way to the Deutsche Börse, or the stock exchange. This building is undergoing refurbishment. And one of the things we see in Europe is when there's construction, there's usually a facade up with a rough image of what it might look like when it's completed. And then we're in the shopping district in Hauptwach. And from here, it's a short walk to the Old Town. We're going to turn to the right and cut into Old Town shortly. This is a busy street. Pretty much all the major chains are here, as are many local stores. And now we're cutting down the side, heading towards Old Town. The approach to Old Town is lined with restaurants and businesses, and in the middle we see seating arrangements where people can enjoy their ice creams, coffees, and meals. Here we see some of the old churches and buildings that lead into the Old Town. Each of these churches is very pretty and takes some extra time to tour. Continuing on our journey, we come across one more intersection before we hit the center of Old Town.
I might try bottles, but I don't.
We're across the street, and this central area here is full of restaurants and drinking establishments, teas, coffees, wines, meals, etc. And it's a great location in terms of service, food quality, and atmosphere. And as we walk through that area, we come to some of the older buildings that surround the center of the true Old Town. And now we're in the courtyard or the town square of the Old Town. We'll just take in the views. And now we're at the Eiserner Steg. This is the footbridge that crosses the river. We can see we haven't drifted too far from the high rises. We're back on our side and panning the river where there are ferry boat rides before we head back into the city. And now we're walking through the city back towards the museum, and this area is a blend of offices and some apartments. The city is usually quiet on the weekends, and that's what we're seeing here. And here's the map of the journey we took. This is a great place to stop and take a snapshot if you want to repeat this journey. Use Google Maps and put these places in. It's a nice and comfortable walk that's just over an hour. Thanks for watching.